guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host Elio, and we are here again with the brilliant Vulgarithm. Welcome.
How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad yourself.
Yeah, pretty good. It's been nice weather recently, so that's enjoyable.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So for those who don't know who you are, could you introduce yourself and what you do?
So I'm a solo artist. I am Vulgarithm. I come up with my own genre of music, which is riff rave. It takes the best of 2000 metals, kind of big guitar riffs, and then lays it down with some nice electronic bass and drums from the mid 90s rave scene, really. And then I add my own particular spin on it, and everyone has a good time.
Cool. So since the last time we spoke, you released a song called I just mentioned it. Where are we? Yeah, what's the song?
Welcome to the Forgotten Show.
Yeah, that's it. I just couldn't remember that. My memory's sick, absolutely crap at the minute. So yeah, could you tell us a little bit about that song?
That was a song dedicated to the underground scene. Basically, all those who kind of do their own thing when it comes to gigs, as sound engineers for those tiny little gigs in tiny little pubs, the radio stations. These interviews here, these little podcasts, these little similar things that people like you do as well on the kind of the underground scene. That kind of helps all the other bands to kind of elevate themselves to what they think is what they need to be. It's a song. It's a celebration of that, really, of basically the hard-working people that people don't know about.
Cool. So it was released what a couple of weeks after the interview that we did.
It was. I think now. Sadly, was. It was in either. It was in June at some point. But then we had the video that came along 2 weeks afterwards as well, which was involved lots of live clips of a lot of the shows that I did myself, with mainly kind of focusing on the crowd and stuff, kind of taking in things that people have put together themselves. And I think that's been well received as well from what I've seen. But no, I think it's gone down quite well, I think.
Cool. So since the last time we spoke, have you been sort of like writing new material or stuff like that?
I've been more refining certain album tracks because I would like to release an album at some point. There is literally one track left that I do need to kind of sort out. Once that's sorted, I keep pushing it back. It's totally my own fault. It's procrastination. That's what it is. That's the big thing. It's huge procrastination just hits me. But I'd like to think October. I'd like to think October is the one that's when it's going to come out, the whole album.
Cool. What's the? Have you got a name for the album?
I've had some working titles. It's up between 3 different ones at the moment, but I'm going to keep that to myself. There'll be a nice surprise when it comes out.
Cool. So we got a question from Lisaboo, who's over in Canada. She asks, do you have a favourite song that you perform?
I'd say I've got 2, which are very, very fun to perform. I think mostly because they're one of the more well known, but I get to be nice and interactive with them. So the first one is the song Fist. It's everyone enjoys listening to Fist, and when I play live, I always have visualizations on screens. So on this particular one, I've got myself doing kind of this kind of dance move to along with the words fist, and I just kind of spin round and do that, and then people also then dance along with that. So we're going to encourage them to do that as well, and just really enjoying it, and then kind of joining with the words. And then another one I really enjoy is a song called Ladriff. Um, it's very, very catchy. It kind of sticks with people's heads. It just the melody just basically just goes do 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 do, and that's the words as well. So there's riffs and the words, just doing that, and then if it's doing that round and round and round and round and round, and then it just gets stuck in people's heads, and it's really fun to see how they interact with it as well. And for the most part, that goes. Everybody sings along with that one. It's only been once. I'm not going to say which venue, but only once where no one joined in, and it felt very, very weird. But every time I play that song, everybody joins in, and yeah. So that is Fist, and that is Ladriff, and they're the most fun songs I do live.
Cool, cool. Thank you for that, Lisa. We've got a question from Jessie581, who's down in Australia. She asks, do you have a favourite place to perform at? And which is your dream place to play at?
My current favourite places to play at the moment, Cambridge has recently been quite fun. They had the Buskers Fair recently, where I ended up playing 4 different places over across 2 days, and that finished off at the Portland Arms. But everybody was really, really. They had a great time again, just bouncing around, enjoying the songs, joining in. Also, then buying merch as well, which is obviously very good. But there's a little small town near where I live called Wellingborough, and I played there a few times. And yeah, everybody. Again, my favourite places tend to be the ones where people, they enjoy me the most, so they understand the music the most. And this particular place, there's a few of them. They bought some merch, they wear the t-shirts, they enjoy the songs. One of the pubs down there even has Fist as a song on their jukebox. Incidentally, the next gig I'm doing is their Northants Rocks Festival, and that is headlined by the likes of Raging Speedhorn and Slackham Polar as well. So some quite big bands playing there. But yes, so I'll be playing that festival, and hopefully we'll get a decent crowd for that one because it's not too far away.
Cool, cool.
As for a dream place, though, I mean, I'd love to be able to. Basically, I'd love to be able to do a venue where I can take advantage of like giant screens and visuals. So any real kind of arena situation. But I think really well, a modest dream. Anywhere where I've seen my favourite bands perform, even if it's on spot. So somewhere like Brixton Academy would be good. So seeing some great bands play at Brixton. And there's some smaller little venues as well like that, which have had very, very big bands playing there. So yeah, something like that would be good.
Yeah, I was going to say Brixton's an iconic, really an iconic venue to actually play at.
That was probably the first band I ever saw live was actually at Bristol, and that was Feeder back in 2001, 2002. One of those. I can't remember which one it was. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, cool.
But
cool. Yeah. So, is there any more after this festival that you're playing? Not like was it this weekend you playing? This weekend?
This Sunday, I'll be there this Sunday. The festival goes on from Thursday to Sunday, but I'll be there on Sunday.
Cool. Is there going to be like any more live dates coming up?
There will. The next live one I've got definitely booked will be in I think September actually, where I'm up in Sheffield. I need to get the date double check on the dates on that. But I think it's the first week of September on a Thursday up in Sheffield. Nothing as for August. I'm going to do a small break from playing, as I take a little small break for myself away from work and all that sort of stuff. Kind of recalibrate things for also the album and stuff. But yes, the next gig will be up in Sheffield in September, and then hopefully loads more after that. I'll be doing like a big old roll call for all the venues I've played in the last 3 or 4 years, and hopefully some people like pick up from there.
Yeah.
Fingers
Would
crossed.
would that be sort of like in conjunction with hopefully with the album release?
Hopefully, yeah. It'd be nice to get some sort of small tour sorted out, especially from November, December onwards. But it just depends on the what venues are available, which ones will take me on, that kind of thing. It's a very niche genre. I appreciate how niche my genre is. So it's just working hard to try and get the venues kind of lined up in that nice little particular way.
Yeah, yeah, especially when you wanting to do like about a 5 or 6 show, a 5 or 6 show run, and you want to like get lined up in like in sort of like instead of jumping all over the country, you just like get sort of like a nice decent run in
Exactly,
there.
yeah.
So yeah, so is there going to be any new merchandise for the album?
I will once I get the artwork for the album done. I'll probably get some T-shirts and other varieties of different things to go along with that. I would love to get some vinyls done as well, just for this as well, because well, I think once I've done the album, again after that, it might be just more EPs online, that kind of thing, just kind of spreading everything out. Because I mean, that's the environment everything is at the moment. But if I can save up and get some really nice vinyls to go along with it, I think that'd be really good. Um, and maybe just some, yeah, we'll just have to see what other kind of interesting merch we can do. One of the things I've been thinking of is doing action figure dolls
Yeah,
with how I am live on stage. I think that'd be quite interesting.
yeah.
But again, practicalities of that going about it. But yeah, there's always lots of thoughts going on.
Yeah, cool. Lisaboo and Jesse581 says, yes, vinyl. Yes, please. Yeah, obviously it's all down to where cost as well. So it's actually producing the actual vinyl.
I'll start saving up now. We'll get this sorted.
Yeah, cool. We've got a question from Lisaboo, and she asks, is there a genre that you always wanted to try but haven't yet?
Ooh. From I'd love to be able to arrange a very large orchestral piece. I've dipped my toes obviously in the rock and metal and indie and all different kinds of stuff with the previous live stuff I've done in different projects in the past. Vulgarithm dips into the varieties of different kind of dance stuff and electronic stuff, whether it be industrial, drum and bass, trance, hip hop, trip hop, anything that's chilled as well in that sense. But no, anything, yeah, just something grand as well, like with the orchestral stuff. I think it'd be great to kind of be able to hear something like things I have done with Vulgarithm, but kind of rearranged for different parts of the orchestra to see how it would sound organically in a big hall. I think that would be great. I think that'd be very, very cool to do.
Yeah, it would take a lot of time and effort to actually do something like that, because
Oh yeah, massively.
especially with like different musical instruments.
The closest I ever did was when I did a course at uni for my music composition, and I did an arrangement of a Serge Tankian song, "Empty Walls," and they had a kind of string quartet with a woodwind quartet put together, and I kind of rearranged something, and I was able to hear that. And again, the organic sound and timbre that came out of it was just a phenomenal thing. And I mean, there are VSTs and plugins that you can obviously do that you can hear potentially what it could sound like. But when you listen to it on headphones or monitor speakers, it's not the same as when you hear it in the real thing. The power of it when you're in a hall like that is something completely different. Yeah, I think something like that would be great.
Yeah, I was going to say that if when I listened to the proms in the Royal Albert Hall
Mm.
on TV, it's completely different to actually physically being in there, if you know what I mean. And yeah,
It's a change. It's a whole wall of sound from everywhere, isn't it?
yeah,
And there's a reason why Metallica wanted to do S&M. There's a reason why then every other band then also decided they want to put an orchestra behind it, because it is such a powerful thing to go along with it.
yeah. Over the years, I've sort of did a little bit of research. This is one of the reasons why a lot of the rock and metal bands want to have sort of orchestras behind them, is because they've got very similar sort of structures in the
Yes.
in the music.
Yeah, and it's the detail within the instrumentation as well as the melody that goes along with it as well. And I know you hear orchestral versions or pop songs, and it's quite obviously a pop song where you just basically hear melody and simple chord that goes along underneath. However, when you have metal, there's that kind of maybe the riff or like an arpeggiated sequence to go along, or like again harmonizing that goes along, and then the melody. It's just there's a lot more detail with it. It's when done properly, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, especially when with some of the bare metal bands, some of them have been like classically trained, such as say Randy Rhoads or say Flo Johnson from Nightwish. They've all been classically trained. So it's sort of like they know the structures of not only how to project, in Flo Johnson's case, her voice. In Randy Rhoads' case, his guitar, he knows how to like structure and project the actual things, and they came up with like they know how to do it, and they know the sort of like the balances between the classical symphonic sort of like orchestras to the rock and metal.
Absolutely, yeah. The way that mine works, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Lisa. In depth way. It might be like sort of like a simpler question, but it's like an in depth question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, where can people find you on social media so they can basically keep up to date with Vulgarithm?
So I have obviously Facebook, Vulgarithm Official, Instagram, Vulgarithm Official, YouTube as well as Vulgarithm Official. Technically, there is a Twitter account, but I've not been using that for the last 3 years for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But then there's also streaming as well, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, all the usual. There's Bandcamp. There's also vulgarithm.com as well. I have the website as well. So there's a whole lot of stuff going out there, to the point that if you were just to Google Vulgarithm, then most likely the first thing that's going to crop up is my face with a bit of information.
Cool.
So,
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Guys, if you haven't checked them out, if you haven't checked Vulgarithm out, please do. This guy's absolutely brilliant. So please go check him out. So one final question. Well, guys, if you forgot here again, any questions, please do ask away. We're going to be starting to wrap things up. So, one final question. What? Just trying to think. I'm trying to put it into words here. So, any final words before we leave?
So recently, for my most recent, so for my next set at this festival, I've put out a plea online asking for requests. I want to try and do something slightly different for this set. It's only a 30-minute set, but I thought let's do something new, something interesting. So I've asked people online if there's anything like a deep cut vulgarism, which they know that I haven't done live or isn't as played as often on streaming on Spotify. I also have a whole list of dance covers online on YouTube as well. If there's any of those they think I've not played live before, would they like to hear that live as well? If there's any change in costume as well, because I usually wear my lab coat. That is basically my look, is the lab coat and the mask that goes along with it. If there's anything completely different they'd like to see on stage instead. I also play with, obviously, with screens. It's a very visual live show. If there's anything they want to see on the screen as well. So just something new and different to kind of engage the fans to see if there's if there's anything new and interesting they want to try and hear at a festival, in a festival setting, that they don't usually hear in a normal Vulgarism set. I did a post on this on Facebook. I did a post on this on Vulgarism on Instagram as well. If you have any opinions, go right ahead. When it comes to covers as well, is that if there's any particular rock or metal song that you'd like me to absolutely butcher because of my particular style of playing, then I will do it. I will do it. So we'll give it a go and absolutely butcher it in my new and original way. So yeah, so that's something I'm going to push out there for my next show on the Sunday.
Cool. Yeah. Go check. Like I said, go check out Vulgarism on Facebook or Instagram, and interact with what he's just said there. So anyway, Vulgarism, thank you so much for coming on and doing this little interview. It's very much appreciated.
Absolute pleasure as always. Thank you very much for having me on.
Yeah, my pleasure. So guys, go check out Vulgarism and check him out. He's absolutely brilliant. So, Lisaboo, it's just Lisaboo and CC581 says thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you very much.
So, guys, until next time, we'll catch you all later.